Okay, so the first thing I did was apply moisturizer and Carmex lip balm. And then I take this L'Oreal setting spray and spray my entire face. And just let that dry. Okay, I'm going to start with my eyes. Okay, so the first thing I personally do is I like to carve out my eyebrow with concealer. And so I just use the concealer that I use under my eyes. It is this amazing cosmetics concealer. And so I am in the shade Ivory. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Just like that much, literally. And then I just take an angled brush. This one is just an Eco Tools angled brush. And I just carve out underneath my eyebrow. And I also do above as well. And this is gonna just make your eyebrows look a million times better after you do your eyeshadow because they're already carved out. Do this eye as well. This is also something really good to do if you haven't plucked or waxed your eyebrows in a while because it kind of like masks the hairs. So then I'm just going to take this eyeshadow brush, and this is from Real Techniques, but I use it for concealer, and I'm just going to buff away underneath my eye, just blending out that concealer into my skin. And it automatically just kind of sharpens the lines, makes them look more lifted. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to prime my eyes. I always do my eyeshadow before my foundation so that I can clean up underneath my eye, especially when I'm doing something dark like this. So all I'm going to take is this paint pot, and this is MAC Painterly paint pot. It's just a nudie kind of color. Mine's cracking a little bit. And I'm just going to use my finger to apply this just up to my crease. Not on my brow bone because we just kind of highlighted there as well. Okay, kind of has like a pinky tint, but it'll be covered anyway. Now what you're going to want to take is any nude kind of skin tone color. It could literally be anything. I prefer using Naked, which I just have in my Naked palette, and it's this color right here. Just a very basic kind of light brown. And I take that on this brush here. Just any blending brush would work, but this is a Sephora brush. And basically what this is going to do is provide like a base for blending out our eyeshadows. And this is very necessary, especially if you're doing a dark look. So you're just going to want to place it right in your crease. Just like that, and then do it on the other eye as well. The next color I'll be using is from my Naked Smoky palette, and this is a slightly darker kind of nude shade that I'm going to put on top of the Naked that I just put in my crease. And this color is called Combust. It's right here. It's a little bit darker, more warm in my opinion. And you're just gonna also place this right in your crease. It might seem like it's not doing much, but adding two colors will add a little bit more dimension to the eye. Now the next thing I like to do is do my crease color, and that's just to kind of let everything blend together more easily, and it also helps with fallout. It's not as much work. I feel as though if you do your crease after, you have to go back and kind of rework it every single time you put a different color down. For my crease color, I'm going to be using a MAC 217 brush. It's just kind of this dome-shaped crease brush. My first crease color I'll be using is called Blackberry, I think. Yes, it's called Blackberry by MAC. It's just kind of this purpley brown color. And I like to wear a lot of purples just because they complement my eye color. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to just concentrate it on the outer half of my eye first. And then once I've placed most of the color, I'm going to start working it into my crease. Like so. And this takes a lot of patience, and you have to kind of do it very minimally so that it looks very blended. Can't just slap it on there. I like to work with small amounts of the color and then just build it. Okay, after you've applied Blackberry to both of your eyes, you're just going to want to take that same Sephora brush that you used to apply Naked, your first color, and just kind of blend the edge. I don't actually like to go over the color because I feel like it takes away almost. But if you just do this edge, it blends it very nicely into your brow bone. The color I will be using today for my lid is called Amber Rush, and it is a L'Oreal Infallible shadow. And just look at this shadow. If it would focus. It's this gorgeous pinky, peachy, goldish color. It's very hard to describe, but these are some of the best drugstore eyeshadows I have heard of, these L'Oreal Infallible ones. And some people apply it wet. I like to apply it dry. It kind of gives a more subtle look. I'm going to apply that with a flat eyeshadow brush. This is an Eco Tools one. And I'm just going to pat into the shadow and then pat it on my eye to try to get the least amount of follow-up as possible. Now I'm going to apply my highlight shade with that same brush, and today I'm going to be using the color Virgin from the original Naked palette. And that is just going to go right under my eyebrow, which is going to set the concealer that we put there. Last thing I'm going to do is just apply a color into my outer corner, and for this I'm going back into the Smoky palette and I'm going to use the color Smolder, which is this color right here. Again, it's a purpley gray color. Just a very, very little bit. This color is very dark. And just apply that into your outer corner. And then I'm just going to apply the color Nylon, which looks like this. It's by MAC, and that is just going to go right into my inner corner. Just to kind of brighten everything up. Just like that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is apply a primer to my face, and I'm using just this one by Makeup Forever. It's a step 1 primer. Take about that much. Then I'm taking my Naked Skin foundation, and I'm in the color 0.5, and I'm just going to apply that with a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I do about 1.5 pumps of foundation. It's like that much. Ooh, it's bright. And I'm just blend it out with the brush. And then just take whatever is left on my hand and just bring it down your neck. Concealer, I'm just going to use the Sonia Kashuk 4-in-1 concealer palette, and I just use the lightest shade. And I just use this one to conceal face blemishes. So, this concealer is really good too for people that like to do makeup on other people, since it has so many different shades. And you can also use the dark shade to contour. I also like to put it a little bit around my nose. And that is how I do that part. For concealer under my eyes, I'm just going to use that same Amazing Cosmetics concealer. It's very bright. And I'm going to do it on my nose, just the end. I don't like it when it goes all the way up. Chin, and right in between my eyebrows. Now I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender. This is the white one, and I'm just going to blend out the concealer. I find that this makes it look the most natural. And the point on it really lets you get into the inner corner of your eye, if I could talk. And you can also use the round part to kind of diffuse it into your foundation. And then to keep it looking bright, I like to set it with a separate brush and powder. So the brush I'm using is a Real Techniques, maybe a crease brush, I'm not sure, but I use it for under the eyes. And I just use the Neutrogena Shine Control Translucent Powder. And I take this and just go right underneath my eye. This is the powder I use for my face, but I find that doing it with a separate brush in just this area helps to keep it bright and kind of lock it in. Nose, chin, forehead. And then I just take another Real Techniques big brush and powder my face with the same powder. For bronzer, I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster with a EcoTools blush brush. This is a little bit angled. And I'm just going to take this and go kind of in the 3 method. So I'm going to take it up to my temple, down here, and on my jawline. Also make sure you take it down your neck. For contour, I'm going to use the Hoola by Benefit Bronzer. And I like to use the foundation brush by Real Techniques to apply this. It's just angled. And I go right in the hollows of my cheeks. I only go to about the end of my eyebrow. And then I take whatever is left over and go down my nose, just the sides. I don't like a very contoured nose, but a little bit is okay. And then I just blend it out with your brush that you used for the bronzer. For blush, I'm going to use this Tarte Amazonian Clay blush, and it is in the color Magic. It's kind of like a pink. And then I'm going to take a stippling brush by Real Techniques and just very, very lightly apply a little bit. To highlight my face, I'm going in with MAC Floof eyeshadow, and I'm going in with that same Real Techniques brush and just applying it to my cheekbones, my nose, and my Cupid's bow. I go back into the eyes to show you what I do for eyeliner and mascara. For eyeliner, I'm going to use this black Buxom eyeliner. You can really use any black eyeliner. And I like to go and tightline my eye. Then with that brush that we applied our crease shadows with, I just like to take a little bit of really any color and just apply it, just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. Nothing too dramatic. I'm just going to apply mascara. This is the Maybelline, not Maybelline, oh my goodness, CoverGirl Clump Crusher. While I'm waiting for that little guy to dry, I'm just going to, wrong side, brush out my eyebrows and kind of shape them the way I want them. I'm going to use this Anastasia brow powder in, what color? I'm not sure, but it's the one for, I believe, light brown hair. And I'm just going to take an Eco Tools brush, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit to show you how I do it. And I'm going to do my eyebrows, shape them out. So how I do it is I just take this and go down. And then I just kind of do a line here. And I leave this part not filled in. I feel like that's the way they look the most natural. Then I take an e.l.f. brow gel, just really cheap, and I go over them. Isn't that a weird brush? Next is the fun part, lips. So I have some lip balm on, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And I'm going to use a Buxom lip pencil first. And this is actually a lipstick, but I use it as a lip pencil. And it's just in this kind of medium tone brown shade. I'm not sure of the color, it came in like a kit. And I'm just going to line my lips, kind of overlining them. And then the top portion. Just like that. Now I'm going to take the MAC lipstick in Velvet Teddy, which is like a brown nude. Just apply that all over. And this is the best part. This is the Anastasia liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. And I'm just going to place that right over top of what I already have. And it does make a difference because when this dries, it kind of combines with the colors I already have on and makes it a little bit less light.